Stating that there are budget challenges now and in the future is frankly stating the obvious. What Ohio needs is an auditor who will use the position to do the legwork, the homework, and the analysis to offer real solutions to budget challenges. Business-minded solutions to gain efficiency, find savings, modernize, eliminate redundancy. Solutions that, if properly made and supported, would gain support from all sides of the aisle and that all people could agree on. As in other states, the auditor should be hard at work making such recommendations all the time, every year, working with other office members to do so. Simply joining the political fray in Columbus at budget time, pointing out the problems, and having failed to do the homework to lay out cost-saving solutions is not moving the ball very far. Outside of political considerations, in fact, it's not moving the ball at all. So we need independent leadership from the auditor that stands above the fray, that does not put ideology ahead of the needs of our people, and we need leadership that works to find real solutions instead of just pointing out problems. My track record is doing just that. Work hard, work together, end partisan bickering, assess the problems, but then do more. Apply common sense solutions, even when they're difficult, and even if they don't necessarily toe a party line. See them through, and always call as you see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we face great challenges today, but I believe we can pick ourselves up and compete to be as strong as we've been in the past, to be second to none as a great, thriving state. Families across Ohio expect and demand nothing less, and I believe the auditor's office can and must be a key part of that success. They're not really rolled up, but I'm going to roll them up. My sleeves are rolled up. I'm ready to get to work. I hope you are too. I ask for your help and support as I start to travel across this great state. Thank you so much today, and thank you, Governor. Happy to take a few questions if people have any.
David, you mentioned that the current auditor, you said this has been political in this budget time, but if you were to see something in this state budget or anything else under the governor's office that you disagreed with, would you speak up and disagree with him publicly?
Absolutely. I think I just made it clear that my goal is to be independent. That is what the auditor has to do. But it has to be a track record of lack of partisanship so that when you speak up and you say something, it has real credibility. More important, though, I think, is having done the prior legwork, where your job is not simply to say, you know, here's a gotcha, we don't agree with this, or we don't agree with that. The goal is, if you look at the auditors across this country, they're doing this job, they spend every year working with officials of all parties to lay out lengthy, in-depth reports. So they're not playing gotcha games at budget time every couple of years. They're actually laying out solutions, modernizing, eliminating redundancy, best practices from the business world or other places. So it's not simply about, you know, the gotcha stuff. You're actually working so that when you have the budget challenges we have, when we have the large numbers, the auditor is actually contributing to reducing that number as low as possible, and then that also the governor and then the legislature can work through the rest of the gap. So I view the auditor's role as, of course, standing up for that. You have to do that, but there's a much more proactive role that I think a good auditor should play, that I certainly would hope to play. And a lot of what I'll talk about are things that we've done in the places where I've been in government, City Hall or at Hamilton County, where we've done those kind of proactive steps. I think the auditor, frankly, is in the best position of any government official in the state to be able to point to those types of solutions that will save hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Other?
Commissioner, is it correct that you have supported tax increases in Hamilton County? And do you think the budget situation now in Ohio demands that we consider a tax increase?
My record is primarily reducing taxes. Every year I voted on the city council to reduce the property tax rate, and we did that. We have not seen an increase in Hamilton County. Actually, Hamilton County, believe it or not, we have the lowest tax rate of the largest counties in Ohio on both the property tax and the sales tax rate. We have one major issue, and if you read the papers in Cincinnati, you'll see we have a major jail overcrowding issue. We did put forward a plan to solve that. The voters didn't support it. The voters have a right to vote as they did. You will see in today's paper, and yesterday's paper, the day before, we have a major overcrowding problem, and it has gone away. So that was the one area where I did push it, and we had the support of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Republican Sheriff, Simon Lease, who those of you know is a pretty serious Republican. So it was a bipartisan effort to do it, and you know, the citizens voted. We accept the result, and we're doing everything we can with limited means to deal with this serious problem on safety. But no, certainly, I believe right now, when we are doing everything. In the last two budgets for Hamilton County, when the budget cycle started, our budget people came and said, you need to raise taxes. That's the only way through it. And we said, no, no, no. And we said it especially now because the last thing we can afford to do as we try and compete, as we try and get out of this recession, is have our businesses and our citizens pay any more. They're already struggling. We're trying to reduce their prescription drug costs. We're trying to help them out of foreclosures. So we have held the line on taxes. I certainly would plan to do that. Again, I'm not running for governor, I'm not running for the legislature, so some of these decisions won't be mine. But I've been very mindful of taxes, especially at this difficult time.
So you would not support a state increase at this time? State tax increase?
No.
Okay, can we take questions separately after we...
Sure. Any final ones, and then we'll do that? Okay, thank you all very much.